Beginning this hurricane season, the National Hurricane Center is introducing a new experimental version of the cone of uncertainty. And this is what the current forecast cone looks like using Hurricane Ian as an example. The big things to note is that we have this black center line moving through the center of the forecast cone. And also the hurricane watches and warnings are hugging the coast of Florida. And in the extended portion of the cone, we have this stippling effect. And here's what the new experimental version of the forecast cone is going to look like. Big changes is that we got rid of that center line, and also on top of the cone we now have those watches and warnings placed on top of the state of Florida, extending well inland, and we also have gotten rid of that stippling effect in the extended forecast. So what are the reasons for the changes to the cone? Well, it's been found that the original forecast cone graphic put out by the National Hurricane Center has often been misinterpreted. I spoke with Michael Brennan, the director of the NHC, about the reasons behind this new experimental design that'll be tested this hurricane season.
As the cone has gotten smaller, the impacts associated with the tropical storm or hurricane in terms of the rainfall, the storm surge, the winds have moved more outside of the cone, especially within those first couple of days.
So while improving the storm track forecast is a good thing, the shrinking of the cone has led to a misunderstanding of how far tropical storm or hurricane hazards extend. The original purpose of the cone graphic is to display where the center of the storm will track and not where the storm impacts are felt. Dr. Brennan says the NHC is working on improving the communication of the extent of storm hazards with this new experimental design.
So it'll give folks at the coast and inland a better depiction of the wind hazard risks. You'll be able to see if you're under a hurricane or tropical storm watch or warning well inland across all of Louisiana.
And the National Hurricane Center is hoping to receive feedback on whether this new cone design is helping with the understanding of a forecast storm track and its hazards.
The nice thing about an experimental product is it means it's relatively easy to change. We can make tweaks. We can sort of modify it based on that feedback.
Communicating hazards and risk with tropical storms and hurricanes is very important so that we can keep you and your family safe. And that's why in the First Alert Weather app, you have access to tropical features that'll help you stay informed this hurricane season. So let me show you how to turn those features on in the First Alert Weather app. Head to the Radar tab and click the three dots in the right-handmost corner, and up will appear in weather conditions, overlays, alerts, and map types. If you head over to overlays, you can click tropical tracks to turn them on, and you'll know it's turned on if that box turns light gray. You can also go to the alerts tab and turn on tropical with the little palm tree. You'll turn that on and you'll know it's on if it turns light gray. So if you haven't already downloaded the First Alert Weather app, scan this QR code with your camera app or head to the App Store and look up WAFB First Alert Weather to download for free on your personal device.